Hello, my name is Kim Wynn. Our team is Team T. We'll be discussing issues at Marriott International. Please give me a moment to start my PowerPoint presentation. I will be talking about an accounting issue. Abraham will follow with finance. Rodrigo will be speaking about marketing, and Alejandra will finish with operational. So what are some of the accounting issues? The first issue is whether a rebate should be considered a kickback if it's received by the hotel management company. The second main issue is about the fees charged to the owners. How much information should be disclosed as far as the specifics in the documentation? And the third issue is self-dealing versus duty. What is the duty of a hotel management company to its owners? And Marriott has been involved in a lot of related party transactions, so it's questionable whether they are making decisions based on what's good for the owners or what's good for themselves. Why are there issues? Well, before, when the contracts were signed, the owners didn't really question anything because profits were good and it was a good economy. Well, when the economy soured, all of a sudden they wanted to know more information about all these fees that they were paying, but they weren't given the information of what they were paying for. There's also a question of who the rebates actually belong to. Do they belong to the hotel management company or do they belong to the owners? What is the management company's duty to its owners? And we'll discuss that a little later in the presentation. Should Marriott be obligated to disclose information as far as what they're paying, the prices that they're paying, the fees that are charging them, because some of it may be proprietary and there's a lot of competition within the industry. And finally, related party transactions. Marriott is involved in a lot of them, so their integrity is being questioned as far as, are they really making decisions based on the best interests of themselves or the owners? So breakdown of fees. Fees have doubled or tripled since 1990. As you can see, a big percent is being paid to Marriott. There's a percent of revenue, management and incentive fees, marketing and service, but the big category is miscellaneous or other services where there can be 40 to 50 items. So there's been a trend of hotel management companies putting a lot of items in there. And again, they're not giving any explanation or explaining to the owners what those fees are actually for. So Marriott has a lot of relationships that are questionable or which they have a financial interest. There may be conflicts of interest. A bulk of the lawsuits involve Avendra. Avendra is a joint venture company that was formed with Hyatt. Marriott has a 50% ownership in that company, and a lot of supplies are ordered from there. They also have a subsidiary, Marriott Distribution Services, which they use to deliver the supplies to hotel companies. Malloy Corporation, they also have a financial interest because they own Marriott Visual Presentations and they provide audio-visual for conferences and meetings. Marriott also has Project Mercury, which is a centralized accounting. It's all done in Tennessee, so it's hard to get the information the owners want. They don't have quick access to that. Also, Hotel Excellence is a program for travel agents. If the travel agents complete that program, they're given 2% more in commissions, but the owners state that those fees are already charged in their management fees, so they're double dipping. And finally, a vendor is developing a software where everything will be integrated with the hotel owner's inventory and ordering called Go Co-op. So again, that is another related party interest and conflict of interest. So again, Avendra is a joint venture supply company. Marriott supplies 50% of their revenues and orders 60% supplies from them. So they also have been keeping rebates from AT&T, American Express, and USA Today, which are all suppliers that Avendra has got for them. And there's no disclosure of what prices they're paying that Avendra is getting them from Marriott. Again, the question of volume rebates, they don't know how much is actually being distributed to Marriott, but they believe it's more than what's being distributed back to the owners. The actual contracts between Avendra and the hotel companies may vary. So one hotel company is paying a 3% flat fee to Marriott, but other companies may not have to pay that. The management contracts were mostly signed before Avendra was formed in 2002. Fees were charged that were not in the contract. There's accusations that corporate overhead has been applied to them and then hidden in the fees that they're charged. Marriott actually did have to renegotiate these contracts and give the owners a little bit more percent of the profit, so they have reduced revenue. Is the issue unique? It is not unique as far as charging more and more fees and not giving the owners the information of what they're for. Starwood and Hyatt have also been sued by hotel owners. However, Starwood now has been acquired by Marriott. In 1999, precedent was set that management companies do have the legal duty to build wealth for their owners. And a Sheraton owner was awarded $30 million in that case because Starwood was found guilty of keeping rebates that did belong to the owner. Marriott's response is that the hotel owners were harassing them. The real reason for the lawsuits is that they wanted to get out of their contracts and renegotiate so they could have more profit. They wanted assistance with their bad investment decisions. They do say that they're saving the owners 8%, and Marriott saves 5 to 6%. They're really not making money off the rebates that they're getting back from Avendra. They said that they do annually disclose the rebates in a newsletter that goes out to the owners, and that they have no obligation to share the prices that they're paying to Avendra. So Marriott's solution, only after a lot of pressure from the owners and the publicity of it all, they did agree to meet with the owners face-to-face to discuss the fees and the methods regarding how they're coming up with the numbers. And they were working on developing a website where the owners could get detailed invoices. My recommendations is that they increase profit without charging additional fees. They're a global company. Not only are they a global company, they're the largest lodging company worldwide now. So I feel that there's a lot of opportunity for them to find other ways to make profit. It'd be not feasible for them to change their business model. So I feel like they have the opportunity to do that. Include stakeholders in their business conduct guide and core values. They mention them in the introductory letter, but if you read through the guide, it's all about Marriott employees, but they don't talk about the other stakeholders. So I think they need to revise that. I think that they can have considerable influence on Avendra to have fair contract pricing across the board and not have different contracts with the different clients and have it be the same and fair. I think they can invest internally and locally support supply chain and investors in some of their properties. They've already done that in Rwanda and in California, I believe. And I think that they need to consult their values and guide for decision making. And maybe when they're looking for new suppliers, get 3 bids and have at least 2 bids not be related to Marriott, or it be be a company that they don't have a financial interest in. So again, we're going to go back to the core values of the company. We put people first. So I think they need to work on building a relationship with the owner. Before it worked where they would sign the contract and the owner would have their responsibilities and the hotel management would have their responsibilities. But I think things have changed and they need to develop a better relationship with the owners. We pursue excellence. They've always been an industry pioneer since the beginning. And now they almost have a monopoly over the market. So I think that they should be an example to the industry and do what they can, even though other hotel companies are engaging in some of the same practices. That doesn't mean that it's right. We embrace change, so be more transparent with the owners. It's not okay to be billing and taking fees from the owners and not letting them know what it's for and not giving them the documentation. We act with integrity. Again, consult their core values before making decisions. We serve our world. Everyone is connected. Again, they're a global company. They have a lot of influence. So I think it would be beneficial for them to take time to really think of ways of how they can better the relationships with their owners, because they're important too. Okay, so I believe Abraham is next. Thank you very much.